Guys, what's up? It is Doug, and welcome to a special edition of Spooky Villages. As today, I'm not talking about a traditional village piece. I'm talking about something else, and it's a roller coaster. This is the CDX Cyclone, CDX Blocks Cyclone roller coaster. And what this is, it's like a Lego kit, basically. It's not licensed by Lego. It's not that, but I can tell you, this isn't just like a generic company that created a roller coaster, with kind of chintzy quality. CDX, Coaster Dynamics, they are well known in the amusement industry. They do very high quality models of parks. Their parkscapes are very cool. I actually have this Holiday World shirt on. I love Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. They make some very cool replicas of those. They do a bunch of like wooden roller coaster type replicas. They make nano coasters, which are these small models of famous roller coasters, but they make several in this Lego compatible CDX Blocks line, and the Cyclone is one of the most popular. I've long seen this and I wanted to build one, so that's what I have done. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to show you it going together and running, but before that, I wanted to talk about why did I get this kit. The thing is, amusement parks are a very, very popular theme in Spooky Villages. Amusement parks, theme parks, carnivals, whatever you want to call them, it's very popular. The one thing, though, there are no roller coasters, not at least as far as Department 56 and Spooky Town goes. And in real life, that's like the crown jewel of an amusement park, right? An amusement park, anyone worth their salt, has got at least one good roller coaster, most of them many. So there are several roller coaster model kits that are out there that work. And this CDX Blocks one, it's one I've wanted to get my hands on for a while. They've been around. I've actually seen some people use them in village displays before. And so it's always intrigued me to do a theme park scene. I've wanted to do a theme park scene, but only if I could have a roller coaster. So folks have been wondering, can you use this for that? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and find out here for you guys and see. Now you can see it going together here. I actually am doing this in different steps. I took pictures. It was too tough to do it in time lapse, in full disclosure, because I built this with my kids and we were taking breaks and everything, and it was kind of just a mess, even with bumping into the tripod and everything. But this is a very fun build that I did with my daughters, and it took about 2.5 hours for us to do this. It went together very smooth, though. The instructions are high quality. If you've ever built a Lego kit, you'd be right at home here. And this is very repetitive as well. There's not a lot of crazy individual one-off pieces. A lot of this is repetitive because what this is actually trying to model is that of a classic wooden roller coaster. And as a coaster nerd, this is actually more of a traditional out and back style wooden roller coaster. I don't think I've talked about it very much on this channel, but I am a coaster nerd. I love roller coasters. I'm an enthusiast. They are some of my favorite things. I should talk about some of them at some point on here on this channel. It'd be fun to do that. So even taking villaging out of the equation, I still have wanted to do one of these, and it's nice I finally have the excuse to do it. I actually got this for only $120 on Amazon, which if you look like what the actual Lego roller coaster kits, what those will run, this is a bargain. At least I think so. I also added a motorized kit. I'll talk more about that in a moment. That's to automate the lift hill on this. And that one actually was about 20 bucks, I think is what I got it for on eBay. Now, FYI, the dimensions on this one, it's about 3 foot long. So just FYI. I know in the display that I plan to put this in, I'm actually going to use, I believe, a 2x4. That's kind of the table size I normally use for my displays, but that's actually the size. This table is not quite long enough for this, so I angled it. You'll see that when it goes together, just FYI if you're wondering. Now, all of the build was fairly easy. The only time it got a little bit tricky was the track install part, because the track is like this little, I don't even know what you call it. It's kind of like a wire that hooks in to the little C-clamps that are all over the track. And it kind of hurts your thumbs when you put it on there. But when you do, you have to cut part of it off, and you use these little attachers to attach one end from the other. And it's not that hard to do, but again, it just kind of hurts your thumb. The big thing, though, is adjusting the lift hill with that track, and then the tension on the chain as you build the chain. That is where it can be a little bit problematic, I found, to get it right. so that the coaster, the lift hill works properly and that the actual cars go up smoothly. I actually found what I had to do was use 3 little minifigs to add a little bit of weight in the back, because otherwise it wanted to pop off the track when it got to the top. But after I added the minifigs and a little bit of spacing in the way of another extra Lego piece I had just to get the lift hill just right to go with the chain, it worked fantastic, and it works fantastic. So it comes with a little crank, but you can see here I add this motor kit. This way you can just turn it on. It's got a battery box here too that you can see. So you just turn it on and let it go, and it cycles. One thing to note is whenever you turn it on for the first time, if it's been sitting for a little bit, sometimes the lift hill, it's a little bit, not janky, but it needs to adjust. It's like a real roller coaster in that normally it takes a few cycles for everything to get moving on it correctly. But once you give it a couple cycles, it's been fine once you have everything adjusted. Just know though that on that lift hill and the tension on the chain as you build it, it's going to take just a little bit of jockeying around just to get it right. The Cyclone is very, very fun. As far as my review of it, I love it. Cannot recommend it more. We'll talk about the Spooky Town part of it in a minute, but just as a kit, a standalone kit, it's high quality and affordable. I would spring for that motorized kit though. I think it's definitely worth it. All right, now the question, will it work in a Halloween village? You can see it right here with my Lemax Funhouse. This one, if you guys have watched this channel, for those that have watched the channel for a couple of years, I did a review of this a couple of years ago with the plan to spookify it. I'm going to do that actually with this display that I'm going to build with this. But as you can see, yes, I think the Cyclone, it looks in scale, it looks very good. Now, if you want to be technical, it would be a smaller coaster. This wouldn't be like a Goliath coaster, but I still think it's quite large, in my opinion. Like, it looks correct. I guess that's my point. So many people have wondered, you know, will Lemax build one of these? Because everybody, that's like the #1 requested building, right? And I don't think they ever will, frankly. To do a roller coaster in proper scale, it has to be like a kit that you would actually build. I just don't see Lemax doing it. They might do a kiddie coaster or something that's smaller. I just cannot see them ever doing a really big coaster because it would be a fortune, and I don't really even know how it would operate, frankly. If they did the whole thing out of ceramic, it would just be crazy expensive. It'd be mechanically complex, and I just don't see it. So I think your best bet is something like this. I can tell you guys, I am going to attempt to build an amusement park this year, and I'm looking forward to adding some lights, adding some more details of it, because right now it's just white, black, and red. I do plan to keep it white though. Probably going to go with the ghost theme on it, just because it's going to be easier that way. But I'm absolutely going to add some other details and some lighting for it. It needs lighting because that's one of the big things with Halloween Village, right? You got to have the lighting. And what fun would a coaster be, as the backdrop of a display? Because that's what this is going to be, is the backdrop of the display. What fun would that be if you didn't have at least some of it lit up? All right, guys, that's the CDX Cyclone. I'm so happy I finally got one of these things and built it. Yes, I think it's going to work very well in my amusement park theme. I'm looking very forward to setting up a display with that. And the one thing, if you are wondering, it's actually built in 3 main sections. And so if you were going to take it apart to store it, I kept all the bags so I could take it apart completely if I wanted. But if you don't want to do that, you could just take apart a couple the pieces for it and store it that way. It's probably what I'll wind up doing, actually, just putting it on a shelf, kind of putting those 3 main sections of it like that for storage. So anyways, guys, that's my review of it. I'm so happy I built this. Cannot wait to do a display around it. I'm hoping to do that this year. A lot of fun. I can't wait to theme it with some certain buildings because I have some in mind that I want to add with it. So, and a name. I have a name in mind for it and a complete theme on it. And just going to have to wait to see that though. So that's my review. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments if you've got one of these things. What do you think of it? What are your thoughts on this in general? And yeah, that'll do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon.